Haven't seen you in forever, and Theda's here today, and she's kicking us off
Yes.
for the new year, which, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for. I think this is like the best way to kick off New Year. Stephanie, do you remember New Year last year with Smiling Souls?
Kind of.
Think
We did
about
a review. Oh, yes, the first episode.
the
Yes, the
first
first
couple.
episode that we recorded in January where like they just didn't show up.
They didn't show up. They showed up early. It wasn't on our calendar. At
Yes,
one
it wasn't on
point,
our calendar.
you texted me at like 8 in the morning and said, "Oh, Barbara's here. Can you hop on?" And I'm like, my hair is up in a sleeping bun. My face is not done. I'm in my pajama. I went, "No." And you're like, "Are
No.
you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." She can come back in an hour. But like that's how the first Theta. That's how
Yeah,
the first couple of episodes of last year's New Year went, and we were
it
just
is.
like,
It's true.
"What in the
Yeah.
heck?"
We were like, can we please just have the appointments correct? Can we have them show up? Can
Can
we
you tell them about it? Can we know about them ahead of time?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we had a couple that moved their appointments and then I don't know.
Oh my
I don't know what
goodness.
happened, but it was chaos.
It
Well,
took
it
us
sounds like the law of opposites was in effect, right? So the law of opposites, do you all know what the law of opposites is?
tell us.
Why don't
I
you
mean,
tell us?
tell
So
us.
the law of opposites says that whenever you declare yourself to be, do, or have something, the universe will present you with the opposite to give you the opportunity to further commit to and clarify your desire.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'll give you an example. If you
Yeah.
decided, I'm never eating chocolate again, I'm giving it up, then
The
you might
universe will give you
find,
all the chocolate.
yeah, you might find a letter in the mail that says, oh, hey, you won the sweepstakes to tour all the chocolate factories in Switzerland for free, you know? And so the universe,
Right.
it's almost like the universe is going, do you mean it? Show
Yeah.
me that you mean it,
Yeah.
right? As a way of us being able to clarify our commitment and our desire. Isn't that loving? I just think that's so loving of the
It's a
universe.
beautiful way
I
to look
guess
to
at
do
I
it.
that.
guess that was the universe's way of being like, well, let's see if these girls really mean it after 6 months.
But we did.
Right?
And
Yeah.
we did, and we got
Yeah.
through it, and then it's been good, and we didn't do what others might have done of just like hands up and go, well, screw it. This is
Right.
stupid.
Yeah. We were just like,
Right?
okay, we just got to get this train going.
Right.
And we did.
Exactly.
I have found that if I waited to do things till I knew what I was doing, I would do nothing.
Same.
Oh,
So I
for
just
sure.
do it and figure it out.
That's what we said, Theta, when we started this. We're
Mhm.
like, well, we don't know
Right.
what we're doing, but we're just going to do it and have
Yes.
Yep.
I believe the universe honors that. I believe the great goodness
Mhm.
honors that when we have the courage to step out in faith and do the thing that our heart is pulling us forward into, right? And we just step into it like children, right? Children just do the thing.
Right.
And when we're able to do that, I believe we're supported.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yep.
What's up, girlfriend? You look like you're holding in thoughts.
No, just Theta validated what I've been thinking. It is simple, childlike
Joy.
awe and wonder. That is how I desire to go through this next year. Ease, flow,
Yes.
childlike wonder, no hustle, just
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
so yeah, so that's what's going on, I don't know, with me. And also I just recently returned from Stars Hollow.
Yes. Yes.
That
Tell
might
us.
have to be a separate podcast. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. Well, can you give us a glimpse into Stars Hollow and the joys that you experienced?
It was magical.
Yeah.
It was like literally stepping into that. We stepped into that world.
Mm-hmm.
The music, like the la la la, like that was all going, the soundtrack. They had characters walking around. They had the troubadour. Yeah, get a thumbs up on that. And he didn't know A Beaver Ate My Thumb. He didn't know that song. We were like, why are you here if you don't know that song? I know, Thaeda. You're like, what the hell? Trust me. Beaver Ate My Thumb. Look it up. Let's see. Got to see Scott Patterson from a distance.
Okay.
On the screen.
Okay.
Well, we did kind of get a little bit closer to him later on. That's a whole other story. Saw Matt Zuckery.
Okay.
Logan.
Yep.
Steve saw him up close.
Yeah, up close and personal for Steve.
Had to go pee.
That's what you get for peeing.
Yeah.
That was literally my text to her when she was like, damn it.
Well, I'm standing
Look what Steve did.
I am standing in line and I get a ding on my phone or my watch and I look and he sends me this picture and I literally in the bathroom went, what? And the woman that I'd been talking to, she's like, what? And I'm like, she's like, oh, what the? Right?
Yeah.
There was a 7-year-old girl in that bathroom. She learned a new word that day.
She learned what women, how they get upset when husbands interact with the wrong,
Exactly. I was not upset. I was just like, oh, okay.
You were like,
Logan,
really?
Whatever. If it was Milo.
Yeah.
Vitamina Vegemin, whatever, how, I cannot say this guy's last name. It was him. I would have said you needed to detain him somehow.
Hold him
on him until I get back.
Yeah. He better be there by the time I get done peeing. Anyway, so yeah, stars.
Oh, so funny. That picture of you on the in porch is like so perfect.
Can I take this out of the thing? I can. I still haven't unpacked all the stuff. Yep, I can take this out. How beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So I've got to get this framed and here's what hit me though. Beginning of the show, Lorelai's working at the Independence Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Independence. She had left her mother's with her baby, right? 16 years before that? No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 16 years before that.
Mm-hmm.
She came to the Independence Inn.
Mm-hmm.
I need a job. Mia, the innkeeper, she had no resume, she had no work experience, and she hired her and she started in as a cleaning lady.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She worked her way up and now she's managing the Independence Inn. Cut to many years later, and her best friend have opened the Dragonfly. Right now, she's her own sovereign person, doing her own thing. But what hit me was the independence, right? That tie-in between not having any independence at all with her parents and how suffocating they were. She's trying to be her own person. She goes to the Independence. Anyway, I'm going to keep pulling on that because I love that storyline and the Dragonfly and how they create that. And I've got lots to say. We need to have we'll talk.
We'll have a Wendy on a mic talking about the whole adventures.
Oh my gosh. And all the pictures and just there's lots of stories. Anyhow,
excellent. Well, I brought all my Christmas my exciting Christmas presents to myself this year.
Oh.
So
what'd you get?
First, I bought myself.
You better be lit.
You better be lightning by Andrea Gibson. She is a poet who actually just passed this summer. There is actually a documentary that Tig Notaro helped with that is so beautiful and so wonderful. Like, I highly recommend it. But it's a book of poetry and it's wonderful and I'm loving it. What?
Wasn't Tig on she was on a float in the Rose Parade.
Maybe. I have no idea. I can't imagine Tig on a float in a Rose Bowl parade.
What was it for? Shrinking? New show on Apple
Shrinking.
TV?
Yeah, that
might have been that. I don't know, but I was like, I just tell Stephanie about this. So there you go.
Okay, I love.
Okay,
Tig.
what else? Well,
and then I found this game. I was in the Barnes and Nobles, and
Barnes and Noble.
And which is amazing that I even called it the right name, because I call it the wrong name all the time.
But no, I have to know what
Borders, because Borders. Borders used to be like, back when the two of them existed. I was a Borders girl, and so I was very distraught when Borders closed. And I still call them. I occasionally call Barnes and Noble Borders, but anyhow, so they have a whole game section now, because apparently Barnes and Noble is now like the mecca for all the things. You can get your books, you can get your everything. And so I did 90% of my Christmas shopping at Barnes and Noble. And managed to get points and all sorts of fun stuff that I never knew existed. But I was like glancing at the games, found something for Joe, and then I just saw this, and I literally picked it up and just threw it in the bucket. It's from the Moth, the Moth from PBS.
No.
A storytelling game. So there's this show on PBS and NPR called The Moth. And like basically storytellers come up and tell their stories. Like they'll have different sessions in different cities. And actually Gen B, her first big stage was The Moth.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
And I have loved this show for so long because I don't consider myself a storyteller. Like, I don't think that I'm good at just telling stories. Like, if I'm more of a, like, I'm learning to tell stories, but I'm more of an information person. So, like, I will vomit information on you, and I'm learning that that's not the way to do it. So, but I love listening to stories. Like I will sit in awe listening to these stories. And, but this game is really cool because it has all these different cards that basically give you starters. Like, tell us about a time you bit off more than you could chew. And then you just start telling a story.
Right.
And like, there is a game aspect, but you can also just do it like that. Like we could just go around and be like, tell us about that. So I saw this and went, oh, I'm going to use this for the creative. I'm going to create a storytelling hour where we'll just pick a card, pick a topic, and people will start telling their stories, because that's going to help them be able to write more. That's going to help them be able to take stages more. That's going to help them grow and thrive. So, and it's probably just going to be fun. So
I'm sure it's going to be fun. Oh my gosh. I love that for you.
And I'm very excited about that. And then I got some new oracle cards that we'll be pulling from today. So the Rooted Woman. I sat staring at oracle cards for the longest time, trying to figure out which one was going to be my new deck.
So that's the winner.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
There were two others that really came close, but
maybe in the future.
Exactly. That's what I told myself. I said maybe in the future.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so what do we do next? Pull oracle cards.
Oracle cards. Yeah, I should probably.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know, right?
What do we do? How do we do this?
All right. So for me, because I pulled Thaeda, I'll do mine, then you do yours, and then I'll read Thaeda's.
Okay. Hit it.
Cool. All right. So for me, I pulled. So first off, these cards on the back side is this pretty picture that I just love. And then this is the card I actually pulled. Quest.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right? I don't know. The quest is a directed journey with a distinct purpose or goal. A pot of gold, a home, the answer to the mystery, which is clear from the beginning, even if the precise trajectory of the journey doesn't always work out exactly the way it might have been planned. That's my whole life. The hero's journey, as identified by the American mythologist Joseph Campbell, is primarily a quest narrative, as are sagas as such. The Epic of Gilgamesh and the Odyssey. Perhaps the most common kind of narrative in myth and folklore around the world, it It typically requires the heroine to overcome a series of obstacles or pass a series of tests to achieve her heart's desire to undergo a necessary transformation. Sometimes the heroine who sets out on a quest has no more definite aim than to seek her fortune, and sometimes she might be cast out of her home rather than embarking on a journey voluntarily. But at some point soon after her departure, she'll learn of something that will transform her initial wanderings into a quest. If the shape of your journey looks as if it might be a quest, always be sure that you really want whatever it is you're looking for, and also be careful that you haven't been sent on a false quest by someone else. Be honest with yourself. Is your stated reason for setting out on a journey the real reason? Yeah.
Wow. And have you ever read or watched any of Campbell? Joseph Campbell's works. So The Power of Myth. That's a PBS thing. You can probably find it on YouTube. Okay. And then The Hero's Journey is a book that he wrote. Oh my gosh, Steph. And fun fact, I learned about Joseph Campbell through Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
I am telling you what, there are so many connections for me through Gilmore Girls. It's not even funny. I didn't realize how deep it was until I got back into that.
Into it.
But dang, that card stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. It makes me think a little because like one, like I was kind of joking that is my whole life has been a bizarre quest that I didn't always know where it was going. But I feel like going into this year there is a plan. There's a lot of things that I'll be achieving or driving towards. Ironically, my word of the year is courage. I like when you were saying like peace and joy and all that stuff. I'm like, I bring that in all the time. That is like the ease, the peace, the things. That is what I do. So I'm just hoping that my courage, like, and I put the courage in there for certain reasons, like attempting to take a very big stage this year. That's going to take a lot of courage. Attempting a few other things, like it's just that sort of courage. And I'm just hoping the universe doesn't whack me across the face with courage. But we know what they do. Exactly.
What Thaeda said. What did you say, Thaeda, about the
law of opposites?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, courage requires fear.
Yes.
So fear will be your friend. Michael Meade talks about that, about how fear it's not the enemy, it's our ally, because it invites us to be courageous or faithful or whatever it is that we're being called into.
Yeah. So yeah, and I do like that part though at the end though where it says take a deeper look and make sure you're not going on false quests. Like that's been one of those things that
same for me. I get it.
I rally on for others often is like, is this really the quest that you're meant to be on, or is there you just listening to somebody else tell you, doing what you think you're supposed to be doing because this person told you, like, oh no, that's not how we operate.
Stephanie, is it okay for me to share the image that I received while you were reading the card?
Yeah.
So what I was seeing for you is you were it's nighttime and you're on a path and you're carrying a torch and you can only see as far as the torch lights, right? So this might be a year for you of stepping into where the light is and that only, and not knowing way far ahead.
Oh yeah. That is exactly what this year is. Yeah.
I love that for you. I was looking for something. I get the messages from the universe emailed every morning. There was something, I swear, it said something about fear being your friend. I can't find it. So we're just but fear can be your friend, just like what they just said, right? It can be your ally. It can be, you know, helping you to get to the next level, right? Just like embrace it, see it. All right, fear, I see you. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. So the card, did you say I go next or Thaeda goes next?
Yeah, you go next.
Okay, got it. I was guided to choose Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. I feel like this just goes with my, ease and flow desire for this year. The message. Choose peace and happiness over the need to be right rather than trying to prove a point. Save your energy for what's important. I love this. The Peacekeeper is a wise Native American woman who has been influenced by White Buffalo Woman. She holds a peace pipe, which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. She is a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and what is right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation, even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision. It is a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. And this is the first card that I came to this morning, and I'm like, what? Oh, are you sure? Yes, this is your card. There you go.
Very cool.
And Thaeda, what did you? Oh,
well, wait. Do you have any thoughts about your card? Do you have any thoughts about your card?
It just enforces my desire to be in ease and flow and childlike wonder.
Nice.
Right? Let go of the need to be right. Let go of that energy. Just be like, yes, please.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And Thaeda's card is initiation.
Are those bats?
Those are bats, and the woman is sitting on the ground with her hand on her head, and the moon is shining on her.
Interesting.
Sprinkling light. So, initiation. Initiation is a necessary precursor to deep transformation. If we think of transformation as an alchemic process, then the first stage of alchemy is the initiation stage. The ancient alchemists called it the negredo, the blackening. The word reflects the dark night of the soul that we pass through when we're enduring deep and rendering changes in our lives. The negredo is the longest and most difficult phase of alchemy, during which the substance that's transforming suffers deeply. The goal during this initial phase of transformation is to reduce the individual to her bare essence, to strip her down to the most essential parts. The alchemists called this work mortification, literally facing the dead parts. The next stage of the initiation process, called the aberdo, the whitening, represents the psycho-spiritual purification of the result that results from our suffering during the negredo. And all major initiations are containers for meaning in this way. They're invitations not just to learn, but to finally grow into ourselves, to let the dead wood fall off and more fully reveal the thriving, living heart of who we are. The initiation card reminds you that if you can brace yourself for a rocky ride, surrender to the journey, nothing will ever be the same again.
That is so much in alignment with the messages that I've been receiving for what's ahead for me. Yeah. And while I don't look forward to the suffering part, I do look forward to the falling away of whatever is unnecessary. So that, because my heart's desire, I have a deep desire to be a clear surface so that the divine in you reflects off of me and returns to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you are able to see clearly your goodness, your wholeness, your sacredness, your holiness.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that means that this is what has to happen in order for me to be and do that, then I say yes.
Yeah. Well, and I also, like, I kind of feel like there's certain people who they've traveled the world multiple times, multiple lifetimes, right? And the more knowledge they come in with, it allows them. I don't always think that yes, the transformation sometimes is messy and very painful, but I don't think it always has to be, because it depends on the person and their intuitions of like knowing who they're supposed to be in this world and knowing what they're supposed to be doing. When you're that clear of mind, you don't have to fight as hard. Like, you've kind of come in with more like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or, you know, and even if you don't know what exactly you're supposed to be doing, you kind of, you're drawn to the certain things, and then you're like, oh, all right. Like, because there's the people who easily flow into it, and then there's the people that are like, oh God, do I have to do this? Right? So where you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be, this is how I'm supposed to share my gifts, I don't know that you're going to necessarily suffer immensely, you know, is all I would love.
I know it's going to be intense.
Right.
I've already had visitations from both my father and my sister. My sister left the body 26 years ago. My dad left the body several years ago. And they have both informed me that to regularly practice, invited me to regularly practice going inward.
Yep.
Their message was, you need to go inside. You will have to go inside. And then the goddess Isis, stopped by a couple of weeks ago and offered me a vision of me holding on to one of the sycamore sisters, one of the big trees in my yard, for dear life as the winds of change blew powerfully. And the message was the same: go inside, move your consciousness into the divine that lives within you. And that will be how you get through this, whatever this is. And I am expecting it to be intense because they have said it will be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think there is, like you said, though, it's intense, but then there's the intense, and then there's the I think a lot of people hear these words, they hear the reading of that card, and they think that it's got to be painful, or it's got to be like,
well, it might be. I find it exciting.
Who knows what it's going to be, right? But
I find it exciting, and I know that's
what it is,
and I know that I'm always supported.
Yeah,
I was just thinking the same thing, Thaeda. Like, you already know you're going to be supported,
right? So therefore, there's less fear.
Yes, right? Definitely, definitely. I didn't mean to step on your words, Stephanie. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah,
ooh, this is going to be
cool.
A deep one.
Well, good luck on your transformation.
Thank you. And initiation is a very important word. I'm one of my personal practices is in shamanism. I've been trained as a shaman, and initiation is a very important word in shamanic practice. Initiation is generally means a challenging time where you exit very different from when you entered. You're a different, and the initiations that I have been through in my shamanic training have been intense and powerful, and not always without pain.
Yeah.
So So when I saw that word, I was like, oh yes, this just confirms.
You're like, it's coming.
Yep, this just confirms what's on the way. And if it makes me better able to serve the great goodness, I'm down.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's why I'm here.
That's awesome.
And that's Thaeda.
Yeah.
in a nutshell. But do I get to introduce her now?
Yes, you do.
Okay, good. I'm so excited. It is my honor to introduce to you our guest today on Smiling Souls, Reverend Dr. Thaeda Franz. Thaeda is a licensed counselor, ordained minister, and spiritual healer whose work bridges psychology, mysticism, and soul restoration. As a soul protector, she helps her clients release energetic burdens, reconnect with their spiritual allies, and live from divine partnership rather than fear or striving. Drawing on decades of experience in counseling, shamanic practice, and energy work, Thaeda teaches people how to hear the voice of guidance in ordinary life. She is the creator of the Money as a Spirit Ally and Show Me courses, which invite participants to transform their relationships with abundance and divine flow. Her grounded, compassionate style makes the unseen world practical, empowering, and deeply healing. So, welcome to Smiling Souls, Thaeda.
Oh, my word. I have been looking forward to this for so long. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, gosh, of course. When we were texting back and forth, I don't know how this came about, but I was like, oh, Thaeda needs to be a guest. It's just like, I don't know who sent me the message, but I was like, oh, right. How? Why have I not? Right. And you were still like, yes, all caps. Yes, exclamation point. So I knew this was going to be like one of the best episodes. And I so look forward to it too. Wonderful. Gosh, I don't even know. I've got your form here and you answered the questions and yeah, I could go there. First question I had when I first met you, Thaeda.
Yes.
Mike, what is this on your head? What is this? Is this a like? And you told me what.
So what is this on my head? This is a tattoo. And for those listening and not watching the video, it is a woven. It's like a braid of branches that goes from one side, one temple, up along my hairline to the other temple, and that is an invitation to whomever I am encountering to fully be themselves. This tattoo is a physical manifestation of my spirit on my forehead. And so I invite anybody who is in my presence to show up exactly the way their heart guides them. So that's what that is. What a good question. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just felt called to ask that. So thank you, Divine. Let's see. Can you tell us about, you talk about experiencing the learning of how to surrender to God, to the good.
Right.
And the more you're able to let go, the more you receive what your heart most desires.
Yes.
Now, I say that, and I understand how it works. Stephanie, I'm sure, understands how it works. Some of our listeners or viewers might be like, whatever. But it's magical, and it's easy, as far as I'm concerned. Can you talk a little bit about that, Thaeda?
I believe that it's simple and not easy. So I would gently push back on the idea that it's easy. It's easy for me now because I have all of this evidence in my life of where spirit has done magnificent things, and it has not always been easy.
That's
right.
That's true. That's, yes.
I think for me, what has been most helpful and what might be helpful to viewers and listeners is to have an encounter with the parts of them that do not believe the great goodness is going to meet their need, and to make space for their voices these parts of you, instead of fighting with them, meet with them. Oh my word, yes. It must be so scary for this part of me that, maybe it's my little 8-year-old part who the grown-ups never showed up, or the grown-ups even betrayed her. Right? And I can turn to her and go, oh yes, that was terrible, wasn't it? I can see how it would be so hard for you to believe that the unseen is somehow going to meet your need when those you could see did not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And meeting her with love and care and tenderness and getting to know that part of my precious heart instead of trying to steamroll over it with spiritual practices and affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like turning to her and loving her.
Right.
Because love is what changes. Love is what creates the path.
Yeah.
For all the wonder and all the good things.
That's a beautiful explanation. I laugh when you said steamroller, because that's how I used to be.
Right.
And I still like steamroll, but I'm getting better at it. So
you are
Stephanie
getting
just
better at it.
laughed.
You are.
She did just not laugh at me. Thank you.
Oh.
I am getting better, right?
You are.
Okay, and I appreciate when I said it was easy, you were like, because you're so right. It was not easy for me in the beginning,
Right.
but it gets easier the more that I see it, believe it.
Well, and it's very countercultural, dear. Right?
Well, yes.
So we live in Western culture in particular. It's independence and you do it and it's all on you. And then if we go east and we see, are you familiar with the stages of life in the Eastern tradition?
No.
Okay, so the phases of life, you start out as a student when you're young, when you're a child, right? And you go through, maybe you go through college or what have you, and then you enter the householder phase. And it is anticipated in Eastern culture, it is anticipated that when you're in the householder phase, you're focused on doing. You're focusing on making it happen. Not saying you can't be surrendered as well, but like that's the focus. That is a developmental phase of life. So it is expected that if it's going to be, it's up to me, is the mentality until you gain enough life experience to see that that may not be the case. And then it can open you up if you're willing, it can open you up to what else can come in to bring you that ease, to bring you that support. Mm-hmm. Right? But you don't start out unless you're very unique. And you come in with some memory of your other incarnations, Goddess bless you. Without that, you have to figure it out. And that takes time.
It does take time. Yes.
Yeah. And then after the householder phase, you are a student again. Isn't that interesting? You're done with all, so you can explore, and then you become the sage or the respected elder.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I love that. Yeah. So I've got lots of questions for Thaeda, but I'm going to pause it for
go
just
ahead.
a minute.
Keep going.
Keep going? Okay. I just wanted to make sure, Steph.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll jump in when I jump in.
Okay. So Thaeda, I feel like a good question to ask you for our viewers and listeners would be, who do you work with? What do you do? Because you do a couple of different things. So like, who's your ideal client? How do you tell us all the things?
Okay. So my ideal client is I'm going to do two parts.
Yeah.
My ideal client for counseling is somebody who is open to the spiritual, but not necessarily, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to be super woo-woo. What I mean by spiritual is understanding that there are, that every aspect of ourselves is helpful in healing. Mm-hmm. And I use sacred imagination, which means like imagining talking to the part of you that feels angry, or imagining, and I consider that spiritual. Sacred imagination is part of spirituality to me. So the clients I work with tend to be people who are functioning well in the world. By that, I mean their relationships are fairly stable. Their lives look pretty good, but they have this dissatisfaction. They're like, I have all the things, but I'm not feeling it. I don't feel satisfied. I feel like there's something more. Or maybe there's one or two relationships that aren't working. And with those individuals, I do parts work. It's also called internal family systems. Richard Schwartz is the guy who I believe he channeled this information. It's potentially life changing. It teaches how to work with the parts of you and love the parts of you. I combine it. I do a little hybrid with internal family systems and self-compassion, which is Kristen Neff's work. For the science nerds out there, read Kristen Neff's book about it's called Self-Compassion. There's tons of sciencey stuff. It's delightful. I find it delicious because I'm a research nerd, so yum, yum, yum. So the counseling clients, I'm working with their parts, right? And for the people who are more into spirituality and mysticism, I might work with them to develop their spiritual gifts. There are people who come to me for that as well. That's one part. The other part is the soul protection. So these are people who have come to me. They believe that they have bad luck, bad energy, just that no matter what they do, they just can't seem to get out of these ruts. And I screen them and I work with the angels and archangels to identify what in their field could be removed. It's just what needs to be removed. It's what doesn't belong. It's not spooky, scary. And I remove those things and do that work. And generally speaking, the clients I've done that work for, they have gotten job offers, or they feel lighter, or their migraines go away, or they've had all kinds of different reactions and responses to that energetic work. And sometimes they end up becoming counseling clients because once all the yuck is cleared out, they're like, oh, well, there's an opportunity for growth here for me. Can you help me with that? So that is what I do in the world. Did I answer your question?
100%. And it so makes sense how one flows beautifully.
Oh, absolutely.
Into the other.
Absolutely.
How does that person know to come to you?
That's a great question.
Oh, well, I believe that the divine sends everyone to me who comes.
Okay. Yeah, just because that's always kind of like the hard part is getting the people to see sometimes that they like you said, maybe it was their migraines, maybe it was this or that was like the physical manifestation of this darkness, right? Sometimes it takes people a little while to realize that there might be something like that, but yeah, I would imagine in your work that it is more of it just comes to they just come to you because you've been planted in their world somehow.
Right. Well, I believe in divine timing, and I believe that no person who comes to me by accident. That doesn't mean that every person who comes to me needs to work with me.
Right.
There might be something in our encounter that serves their need before the work even begins. And I work for God. I work for the divine. So I don't worry about referrals and how do I get more business and that. I put myself out there. I do the things that I'm guided and led to do. I make it known that this is what I do. It's not like I sit on my meditation cushion and just be like, okay, divine, send me clients. Like, I do the thing and I trust that as long as I'm doing my part, the great goodness, the divine beloved is going to do its part and send to me whatever she wants to send to me.
And with the counseling, do they sometimes transition over to the soul protecting work, or
sometimes?
Sometimes,
yeah, sometimes they do.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thaeda, you said something to me once that stuck with me, and it's written down. It was a write downable for me, and
wow.
No, this is powerful. I don't know what we were talking about, probably business, whatever. And you said, Wendy, what is meant for you will not miss you. And I went, oh, Right. And honestly, that started me on the path of, you know what? I'm not going to push so hard. I'm not going to hustle. I'm not. Why? Because whatever is meant for me will not miss me.
Mm-hmm.
That has helped me not, what did I say, bulldoze
Right.
as much as I used to. Getting
Right.
so much better at that. May it continue.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a second thing that I was going to say to you, Thaeda, or ask. Oh, yes. Okay, I feel like this might be a good time to mention, Thaeda, you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
And I feel like that's worthwhile mentioning. And I invite you to talk a little bit about it so that people can kind of see a peek into your world and more of who you are and what you do. So can you tell us about your channel?
Oh, sure. So the channel is my name, Thaeda Franz. And I don't know if you all do show notes, so if there might be a link to my YouTube channel in the show notes. Yeah, I talk about soul protection primarily. I've taken a little jogging left turn to talk about money as a spirit ally, which is a class that I'm offering starting in January, it is now January, so the middle of this month.
Girl.
I know, right? How did we get here so fast? So money as a spirit ally. I'm also going to be offering a digital workbook that will be coming out in later this month or early February. And the idea, money as a spirit ally, is treating money like an entity, like a person, like a spirit. And in shamanic practice, we have the understanding that everything is alive. Everything has a spirit. My house has a spirit. My clothes have a spirit. That might sound like too much, but everything has a spirit. And so if I could, when Spirit inspired this idea, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be neat if I could talk to the spirit of money? If I could talk to the spirit of debt? If I could talk to the spirit of scarcity and learn from them and learn what it is that we're supposed to be doing together and develop it, make it a relationship instead of just these weird abstract ideas. And debt in particular in our culture is seen as, oh, that's bad. Debt's so bad. You don't want to be in debt. Well, maybe you do. Maybe debt inspires faith. Maybe debt is used for growth. Right. Maybe you're using it to build a bigger house or to grow your family, to grow your business. There might be good reasons that you would partner with debt. Right? And so money as a spirit ally was born. And I've done the class before, and I was asked by some folks who couldn't be in it the last time to do it again. I do it via Zoom, and I make videos about this idea on YouTube. And I also talk about on my YouTube channel about soul protection, what it is, what it isn't, what is dark force energy. I have one video, it's a story about portal. I removed a portal one time, and there was a surprise under the portal, and just introducing people to the idea of soul protection, because nobody knows what it is. How do I know this? Because I did a keyword search on Pinterest. Pinterest is a visual search engine. I did a keyword search, and there were 0 searches for soul protection.
Right.
So soul protection is it's a new modality that's been granted to us by the angels and archangels as a way of clearing what doesn't belong. And I am so excited to have another way to help bring healing, hope, clarity, and wholeness to people. So that's what my YouTube channel is. And I also have shorts, YouTube shorts. I have been on TikTok every day. Today was day 259.
Oh my gosh.
Of me putting positive in my brain and taking you along for the ride. Oh. And I started this back in April because my God Squad, my helping spirits, they said, you are getting hooked in. You're getting hooked in to the negative stuff that's in the news and in the world and whatever. You need to put positive in your brain each day. And we want you to make it public. We want you to share your journey. And I was very anti-social media at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, which one? And they said TikTok. So every day for the last 259 days, including today, I have put something positive in my brain. And I share an affirmation, or I share a Change Me prayer from Tosha Silver, or I pull a Divine Feminine Oracle card. And and sometimes I share a little snippet from my own spiritual journey that I think might be helpful to folks. And yeah, and I'm having a ball. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a way to be creative, and it's a way to work with my helping spirits, and I love it.
Yep. That's
awesome. What does your God Squad say about
God Squad? Yes. I actually, with your permission, I would like to share the story of how I saw my God Squad one time, if that's all right.
Yes, please.
Okay. This was several years ago. I had intended to get a tattoo. I was getting a tattoo. I have a tattoo on my upper chest on the right-hand side. It's an image of a woman as a tree. Mm-hmm. And she's up here. And I refer to this as my marking day. Mm-hmm. So where I was marked by the divine feminine. And there's a tree about 1.5 miles from my house. I call her the grandmother tree because I could see the faces of the grandmothers in her. And I understand our brains love pattern recognition, and our brains love to see faces where there maybe aren't. But in my precious heart, I believe the spirits of the grandmothers are in this tree. And so I wanted her blessing before I was marked. Mm-hmm. So on my marking day, I walked to her and I asked permission to put my hands on her. Of course, she said yes. She's a dear friend. And I put my hands on her, and immediately I had this experience of being pulled into this tree. Now, physically, I'm standing outside the tree with my hands on it, but I felt like I was pulled into something. And I was, excuse me, I was there wherever I was with 2 female guardian spirits, grandmother spirits, and they were feeding me. And I don't know what it was I was eating. It looked like white, and it was delicious. And I felt so peaceful, and I felt so at ease. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to leave. I don't ever want to leave. Can I just stay here, please? And they said, well, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. But what will happen to your sisters? And one of them swept her hand out for me to see. And I saw a field of women who were starving and dying. And they're like, who will nourish them? Mm-hmm. And immediately, as soon as I saw them, I said, okay, I'll go back. And then I was back. I was back in my body, immediately. And it was a pretty powerful and intense experience, as you might imagine. And there's a bench near the tree. And so I just went to sat down to kind of get my bearings. And as I sat there, I was met by Yeshua. Jesus, people call him Jesus. His name was Yeshua. Mm-hmm. And Yeshua was there. And then I stood up and I looked, and where the grandmother tree is, there's just fields. There's farmer fields everywhere. And I saw what I call the helpers. I saw all of the helpers, all of the angels, the ancestors, the guardians, all of them. And it was like a crowd of people, when there's demonstrations and stuff and it's just a sea of people, that's what it was like. But it was all the helpers. Mm-hmm. They were all there, and I could see all of them. Mm-hmm. And I just started bawling because I was in awe, because I was I felt so humbled to be able to see this. And I started walking home, and it was like a parade. I was in front of all of these helpers. They parted, and I walked through them, and they're walking behind me as I'm walking this path home, sobbing the whole way. And then I finally get out to the main road, and I'm like, this has been such an honor, you guys. But I live in a small town, and if somebody sees a woman sobbing on the side of the road, they will stop. So I'm like, I don't want somebody to be in distress because I'm sobbing. Y'all could go now. And so we parted ways. I believe they're always with me. But one of the reasons why I am so confident in the support, not just what's happened in my life, and there's loads of stories about that, but I got to see all of the support that is available to us. Mm-hmm. And it is so powerful. That experience was absolutely life-changing. Mm-hmm. And I do not believe that I will ever again doubt that we have that support. And yeah, so that's the story of my marking day. Thank you for letting me share it.
That's awesome. The second time I've heard it, and just chills.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think it kind of hit me that there are probably a lot of people who don't think that they have anybody, whether it's
we're never
on
alone.
Earth or behind us, but there's always somebody behind us. There's always somebody supporting us. It may not be an army, but it's definitely at least a handful, right, of spirits, of guides, of angels. And I think sharing that so people know that is super important, because the more people can tap into that and believe in that is powerful.
Yes, it's absolutely true for everyone. I asked the great goodness to show me how much I could see clairvoyantly. And I walked into Mass. My husband and I go to daily Mass. I am not Catholic. He is very Catholic. It's just a nice way for us to be together and in love and support. Anyway, so we get there early because they pray the rosary ahead of the Mass. And as people are coming in, and it's 6:30 in the morning, so it's not a whole lot of people. On the day I asked, show me how much I can see. All these the people are coming in, but I'm feeling like the church is really crowded. And I start looking around and I see everybody's God squads. And that church was not packed with people. It was packed with helpers. Absolutely packed. So absolutely everyone has helpers. Whether you believe you do or not is irrelevant. You could stop believing in gravity too. If you trip over something, you're still going to face plant. You don't have to believe in the presence of helpers for you to have them. And everybody has them, and they are constantly talking to us. I was sitting there and I was hearing whispering, and I was like, what is that whispering? And my God squad was like, oh, well, that's their helpers. We're always talking to you, but you don't always hear us because of how noisy your lives are.
Right.
Yep. And I was like, oh, noted. Thanks. Right.
So going back to that going inward, right?
Yes.
Like just going back in.
My life is my message. What gets me out of bed in the morning is a desire to let people know being human is hard, and we don't have to do it alone. We never have to do it alone. We always have spiritual support. We always, and sometimes that spiritual support are my furry four-leggeds. Sometimes that spiritual support is the person who smiles at me when I'm going into the CVS or I'm going into the grocery store or whatever. It doesn't have to be super mystical.
Yep.
I love the magical things, but for people who maybe don't lean that way, cool. Totally cool. You're still supported and loved. And teaching people how to find that love within themselves by loving, getting to know, loving, and accepting every part of themselves, especially the parts that they don't like or they hate or they wish weren't a part of them. Like to learn to love those parts instead. It's utterly transformative.
Yes, it is.
And that's why I'm here.
Woo. And Steph, can you see why I invited Thaeda? Because this is our mission too, right? You're never alone out there.
Right.
You guys that are listening, that are watching, you're never, ever, ever alone.
Well, and the whole element of like encouraging people to shine their light, and even just shining your light as being that person that holds the door and smiles, like that is a huge thing in some people's days, right?
That could be the biggest thing in someone else's day. This woman smiled at me, right? She held the door. She, whatever it was. Okay. So,
what just happened?
I feel like I talked a lot, but I'm so excited.
Well, so do you guys have like 5-ish more minutes or something like that? Of course.
Okay. Sure.
So when we were on vacation, we were in a garden. It is somewhere in California. Don't ask me where. And Steve was taking pictures. He had his tripod out and had his camera and remote and things like this. And this woman just came up to us and started talking. And she's like, can I tell you the story of this that we were looking at? Something about the three sisters and, yin and yang and this, that, and the other. And I can't tell you everything that she said, but she was very lovely and very sweet. And then she let us, take our pictures, and we turned around and she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Steve, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a messenger. He's like, what? Like, no, yeah, that was a messenger. That was an angel. That was a,
yeah.
And then he's like, oh, that would only happen with you. I'm like, well, no,
not really.
that's who that was. I'm like, that was the message. It was just way cool.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Funny. It was, yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Every time we share a message like that, it creates more faith, like an actual energy of faith that then goes out beyond the people who hear the words of that story, Wendy. So there's power in that.
That's why, was getting a whisper, like, Wendy, you need to say something. Okay. Thank you.
Well done, you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you. And so talking about just a few minutes ago, the show me, right?
Yes.
Show me. So you've got something coming up in March. It's going to be here before you know it.
I know.
Your 4-week class. Can you talk a little bit?
Sure. Okay. So show me happened. It was so wild that this happened to me. I was using a mantra like, show me how easy it can be, or okay, universe, show me how easy life can be. And there was a messenger on TikTok. There was this random creator I'd never seen before, said, if you usually say, show me how easy it can be, try this. Try saying, show me how much money I can receive in one day. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to give you the condensed soup version of the story. There's a little bit longer version, but we're getting close to time here. So I said, I'm going to try that out. And I tried it out. I fully surrendered. Every part of my nervous system was okay with it. Show me how much money I can receive in one day. And 2.5 hours later, I get a text message from my husband informing me that stock that we owned had just gone up $100 a share that day. And we had received 6 figures of money as a result of that in that moment. Now I have no idea how much the stock is worth now. It could have gone, it could have changed. I don't care. I asked, show me.
Yep.
And the universe did. And with an outpouring of generosity that was like a waterfall. And when I said, show me how much I can see, remember in Mass, and I saw everybody's helpers, like, it's just the generosity of the universe. Just ask me. So the show me class, it's real quick. It's just 4 weeks, like an hour and 15 minutes each class. The first 2 weeks are about how to surrender, how to get your nervous system in a space where you can receive. And then the next 2 weeks, we're just going to play around with show me. We're just going to practice with show me, all the different ways that you can invite the universe to show you. And it doesn't have to be big ways to start out. Although I invite you to test. I love testing the great goodness. Show me how big it can be. Show me how amazing it can be. I dare you. I triple dog dare you to show me. And the generosity of the universe is amazing. So that's what that course is. It's just 4 weeks. And I believe it is for me, it's been an utterly transformational process. It's been amazing. So that's show me.
Wow. Nice. Yes. That sounds delightful, and all the things. And we'll put that in. Do you have a link or something for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
drthaedafranz.com /classes1. And I included that, I think, in the.
Okay.
And if I didn't, text me and I'll send it to you.
Very good. Wow. All right. So any final thoughts, Steph? Questions?
No. Thank you.
I would like to do a blessing.
Yes, please.
Can I bless those who are watching or listening?
Yes.
to this, please? Okay. That's like, Wendy knows that's one of my favorite things to do.
I love your blessings.
They're so good. May you experience divine love in ways that are so compelling, so illuminating, so inspiring, that you are fully and completely aware today and every day how you are loved, supported, guided, guarded, and protected by all the good that there is. So be it, and so it is. Amen.
Amen. Oh, Thaeda, thank you so much. And don't hop off when we end the recording.
Okay.
Stay. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Sure.
What else, Steph? Like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.
It does. And yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.